Hello, you're watching the History Fella channel. In this video we're going to do a quick book review, and that book is Gordon Richards in Custer's Boots, The Little Bighorn Campaign, Revelations, Reconstructions and Reviews. This book is published by Casemate Publishing, and I'd like to thank Daniela Lipscomb for allowing me to read and review this book. In the crowded field of Little Bighorn historiography, Gordon Richards in Custer's Boots, The Little Bighorn Campaign, Revelations, Reconstructions and Reviews stands out as a meticulous, essay-driven deep dive into the technical and tactical nuances of one of America's most famous military disasters. Gordon Richards is well known in the Custer study community for his collaboration on the monumental work of the late Gordon Harper. In this volume, Richards steps fully into his own, offering a collection of research that prioritizes forensic evidence and primary source evaluation over the romanticized myths that can often cloud the subject. The key themes in this book are challenging the disobedience narrative. One of the most persistent debates is whether George Armstrong Custer disobeyed General Terry's orders. Richard approaches this with a clinical eye, analysing the flexibility of 19th century military orders and the specific reconnaissance data Custer had at his disposal. He argues for a more nuanced understanding of Custer's decision-making, moving away from the glory hunter trope toward the commander making high-stakes gambles based on flawed intelligence. Secondly, there's forensic reconstruction. The book shines in its use of forensic evidence by tracking the provenance of cartridges and bullets found around the battlefield. Richard helps reconstruct the flow of the flight, and this methodology allows him to identify specific defensive positions that were held or abandoned and analyze the efficiency or the lack thereof of the 7th Cavalry weaponry compared to the repeating rifles used by the Sioux and the Cheyenne warriors. And finally, there's also the Reno-Benteen controversy. Richard doesn't shy away from the actions of Major Marcus Reno and Captain Frederick Benteen. He delves into the Reno Court of Inquiry testimony, highlighting discrepancies and psychological weight of the Valley fight. His analysis of the Benteen's slow pace to reinforce Custer is presented through the lens of a tactical feasibility rather than just personal animosity. The book has its strengths. It's evidence-based. Unlike many pro-Custer or anti-Custer books, Richard remains grounded in what the archaeology and written records actually show. There's also the correction of myths. He takes a scalpel to modern internet era distortions and long-standing historical inaccuracies. And there's also, finally, the scholarly depth. This is not a beginner's guide, but rather a sophisticated resource for those who already are familiar with the broad strokes of the 1876 campaign and want to understand the why and how of the collapse. My final opinion: in Custer's Boots, is an essential addition to the serious historian. It replaces the Custer myth with a gritty, data-driven reality of 19th century frontier warfare in the United States. If you're looking for a dramatic novelization, this isn't it. However, if you want to understand the exact mechanics of the defeat, from the state of the cavalry horses to the reliability of warrior testimony, Gordon Richards provides one of the most intellectually honest accounts available today. I enjoyed this book very much indeed. I'd certainly give it no less than 4.5 stars out of 5. So once again, I'd like to thank Daniela Lipscomb for allowing me to read and review this book. Custer's Boots, The Little Bighorn Campaign, Revelations, Reconstructions and Reviews, published by Casemate Publishing and written by Gordon Richard. Thank you very much for watching this review. Please feel free to give it a thumbs up, or if you've already read the book yourself, please make some comments down below this video. I shall see you next time for another video.